So today we're going to be building out my new enclosed gooseneck race trailer. So I bought this trailer used. It is a 2013 ATC all aluminum gooseneck, and this was a really hard trailer to track down. This was the exact size I wanted after having used my 36-foot gooseneck, my open trailer, and bouncing back and forth between the two and just seeing what I really take to the track, what I really use at the track, how I use the trailer, all of that stuff. I determined that 32-foot was kind of the Goldilocks size. It's short enough to where it's really easy to get into smaller gas stations and things like that, but long enough to where I can fit the car and everything I need in here without it being super cramped. But it is, it's relatively empty. So it's finished out in the sense that it's got aluminum walls, it's got built-in recessed lighting, it's got all of that stuff. It's got aluminum floors, E-track, so we don't have to do anything with that. We don't have to do, you know, rubber floors. We don't have to skin the walls. The hard work, the tedious stuff, that part's done. So what we really have is kind of a blank canvas to build off of. And what we need to build out is storage. We have no storage right now. We have everything in tote. So this is everything out of my old race trailer. I've got all my tools in a tote, spare parts, fluid, things like that. And it is, let me tell you, not ideal. Done 3 events now with the trailer like this, and if you have to work on something, it really sucks. So I am very excited to get this built out and have everything nice and organized and easy to get to. So same concept as figuring out what size trailer would be kind of ideal for what I'm using it for. I figured out what kind of cabinet layout I think is gonna be perfect for me and the stuff I bring, what I end up using, all of that stuff. So I thought long and hard about that, and I think we've got it figured out. So I found a company called Midwest Race Cabinets. I had found them actually a few years ago when I was originally looking into getting an enclosed trailer, because the price difference between a basic empty trailer, whether it's plywood walls or like this, and a trailer with just, you know, some cabinets in it, it is absurd. Sometimes it's double the price to really get like cabinets and a rubber floor. It's wild. So upon researching what it would cost to put cabinets in, I found this company, and they make cabinets of all shapes and sizes, and they are super affordable. So I reached out to them, told them kind of what my game plan was, how I wanted to set up the inside of the trailer, and they put together all the components I need to do it. So here is all of the cabinets to build out my race trailer. So enough jibber jabbering about it. Let's get these unboxed and dive in. All right, so here's the cabinets all unboxed. So we've got 3 of them were small enough to ship fully assembled. So these I feel like are where most of my spare parts and stuff are gonna be stored. They're thin, you know, not super deep cabinets, tall and wide. I really like this style of cabinet for small spare stuff, which most of my spare stuff is pretty small, because it's just easy to grab and go. You open the cabinet, everything's kind of laid out and organized right there in front of you. You're not digging through a tote trying to find a brake line, a belt, a throw-out bearing, something like that. So we've got 2 of those, and then we've got, this is gonna be our 1 overhead cabinet. Obviously it's a gooseneck. We can't put overhead cabinets in the front. These are gonna go on the side. But this one is a double door with an open bottom. I really like this setup because we can toss paper towels and just small stuff up there that's really easy to grab and go. And then these are our base cabinets. So we've got the doors and the sides and all that stuff. We've got the bars that are going to basically build them out with the little, I mean, you can kind of see how they're going to be assembled. These attach the 2 bars together. Here we have our countertops. So we're also gonna have a toolbox in here, but I wanna kind of get these set up and assembled and in place and figure out exactly how big of a toolbox I wanna get. So yeah, let's dig in. Well, first thing we gotta do, actually, we have to clear the trailer out. All right, well, I got the first section of E-track out. I wish there weren't all these holes, because I would like to take the E-track out. It is handy, but it just looks so much cleaner without it. But it's like, might as well have it in here, because otherwise I got a bunch of holes in the floor. We're jabbering on here. Got to clean up a little bit more, vacuum some, just try to clean up the floors as best I can, and then we're gonna start assembling our cabinets here. right, got the first 4-foot double cabinet section built. This is our latch deal here. We got to put the latches in still, and then the countertop will go on once we've got it in the trailer. It's gonna be so nice. Oh, it just already feels so good seeing cabinets in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and build the 24-inch, which is just a single door one, boom. And then I guess build out the frame for the other one, and then we can pretty much set it up any way we want, because they're all gonna be independent until we put the countertops on them and secure them. Oh man, we are not even close to being finished, and this just already makes me so happy to see cabinets in here. What a drastic difference. It just it completely transforms the trailer. And obviously we have storage now. So we've got 2 shelves, which I'm gonna put in these. I'm not exactly sure on the height yet. I wanna kind of look at some tote options and figure out what I'm gonna store in there before I mount them at a certain height. This one, we're not gonna run a shelf, that way we can get to the corner in here. So we still gotta do all that and the countertops and such, but I need to go get a toolbox so I can build out this last bit of frame. So struck out at Harbor Freight, called them already. They didn't have any of the ones I wanted, didn't have them anywhere. I'm gonna run to Lowe's and see if there's a good option. All right, well that worked out perfect. I found the floor model that was marked down. It was the last one. And I had looked online and they didn't have any that were sized what I wanted, like a 40-ish inch that was short enough. They had like a tall one, or they had ones that were too wide. And this one, I was like, man, this is like the right size. Why didn't I see this online? Because it was marked down as the last one. So worked out. Didn't even have to put it together. So I wish it was white. I really do. Freaking match better, but I mean, you know, white and black, they go together. So anyway, it didn't come with the, I wonder if it was supposed to come with the little mat things. That's kind of lame. I have to get some mats. Pull this thing in there. So on my old trailer, I got like a 5-drawer tool cart, toolbox thing, you know, basically something you'd roll around in a shop. And the reason for that was, my plan was, when I get to the track, I'll pull the toolbox out and have it outside to work on the car. Only I never did that, not once. Now, the time where I'm gonna be most dedicated to fixing the car is at clutch kickers, and the pits are grass. So it's like, I'm not gonna pull it out there anyway. So long story short, I realized I'd rather just do a built-in toolbox, which is kind of how we got from A to B here. So we're obviously gonna take the wheels off this thing. I just wanna kind of roll it into position and see what it looks like. Well, that length works out about perfect, because now this D-ring will be mostly exposed. I do need to decide before we move forward if that's really where I want it versus over here. All right, I brought this in here just as like a visual reference. I don't know, this is tough. I'm gonna have to really think about this. I need to rearrange it, put the toolbox up here and see what I think. Obviously, it looks different now than it's gonna look when it's encased in a cabinet. All right, well, this is it flipped around. Man, it's tough. I like the idea of the toolbox being closer to the door. I don't know, it's these minute details. They may seem silly to think it through this much, but it's the minute things that really make or break a setup, you know? The difference between it being there or there could be a pretty substantial difference. Now, one problem with putting it here, the thought of putting it there, is that few inches is gonna be wasted. It's going to be wasted space, or I shove it over there and have it kind of wasted space over here. So either way, there's some wasted space there. Well, I guess I'm going to sleep on it. We'll pick this back up in the morning and get it hammered out. All right, well, I locked this thing up last night before I went in. called it an evening, and coming out here to unlock it, I remembered something I've been meaning to do for a while. These locks have always been super crusty and really annoying to unlock. They just get stuck. This one not so much, this one really bad. So you can see how corroded the actual lock portion of it is on both of them just from sitting there in the rain and getting water in them. We're gonna fix that. But the product from today's video sponsor, the Blaster Corp. So this is their Multi-Max synthetic lubricant. If you have not tried this stuff, put your other lubricant on the shelf, give it a shot. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I use it to lube up all the latches on my old trailer, and I really wish I would have filmed it because the difference was night and day. But not only is it a great lubricant, but they have their Pro Straw system. So this is so handy. I have never used straws on cans because I always lose them. This one, it's attached to the can. Now, I don't ever not use the straw. I'm like, why would I not use the straw? The straw's better. The other thing they have that's more of a game changer than you might think is flow control. So this adjusts basically how much flow there is. So I almost never have it on full rip. I've always got it down somewhere in here because I'm not trying to blast the whole thing with it. So let me show you the lock before we do it. This isn't as good of an example as the old trailer. Like I said, I really wish I would have filmed it. Okay, so this one's not bad. That one goes okay. This is the one that kind of sucks. It just kind of gets caught. So, with the flow control, we can just get a little bit of this in there. Don't have to soak the whole lock in it. That one, a little bit on this guy. All right, so we'll let those sit and then we'll see how they open after getting a little lube in them. Another product of theirs, which is the one most of you will probably be familiar with, especially if you work on cars up north, is PB Blaster, their penetrating oil. This stuff is amazing. This stuff is so good. If you've ever worked with corroded hardware, things like that, this stuff will save your life. So they also have the same awesome Pro Straw setup, even if you have an old can of this, because this stuff lasts forever. I would suggest just getting a new can with the Pro Straw. It's that worth it. It's worth getting a new can just for the Pro Straw. So we are gonna be using this on some of the hardware for the E-Track. This stuff, some of these are super corroded. I already snapped the head off one of them. I don't want to snap the head off any of the other ones. So we'll just soak these in a little PB just to make our lives easier putting them back in. All right, so we've given these locks enough time to sit. Where did I put my keys? There they are. Let's see how they open now. Oh, I wish I would have filmed the other trailer because that was amazing. Oh my gosh. I don't remember if that was the bad or the good one. I think that was the bad one. So satisfying. That is something I've been meaning to do for a while. Every time I take those locks off, I think about it and I'm like, I'll do it later. So anyway, huge shout out to the Blaster Corp for sponsoring this video. They have been such an awesome company to work with. They have become a long-term sponsor of the channel. They make a great product. I mean, I've been using this stuff the entire time I've been working on cars. You know, if you don't know about PB or haven't used PB, you are living under a rock when it comes to working on cars. But their Multi-Max synthetic lubricant, this stuff kind of blew me away. Try it. Try it. Let me know in the comments. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Okay, I think that's enough jibber jabber. Let's finish out these cabinets. We need to build a box for the toolbox. We need to do our countertops, and then we can start hanging our wall cabinets, which I have the two thin ones in here. I just put everything in here last night. I did decide, I'm gonna put the toolbox here, and the reason being, one, we shave 5 inches. So, a little less wasted space, a little more compact. 2, the way these Midwest race cabinets go together, we can build the box around this toolbox. If it becomes too cramped, if we're running another car, if we just realize we don't need that much toolbox, we'd rather have the room, we can get a smaller toolbox, cut the long beams down, cut the countertop down, and then boom, we're done. So it's not like we're stuck with this wide of a toolbox if we do it on that end. Whereas if we were to do it on this end, we'd just be getting us some more storage up here. We wouldn't be shortening how far back the L goes. So if that makes any sense. Pull the wheels off this thing. I don't know why I still have this rubber pad on here. So this thing is going to be a little short. I got to decide if I want to try to space it up at the bottom or not. What we're going to do is we're going to build the box for it. Make it basically a snug fit on here. We can't go too snug though. And then we can just drop the box on top of it and see how it looks. Yeah, I don't think raising it up an inch is gonna make sense, because then we'll be poking up on the bottom. With it like this, it's almost like we've got another shelf here. Like I said, I'll probably make a fill panel for here just to make it look better. It's the only thing that doesn't look complete. We have a panel for here, just because obviously trailer width will vary. This will go, it'll be flush, but it'll go like this to fill that gap. All right, so I want to pull these out, put the shelves in them. We also need to put the end panel on this one as well. All right, I got the shelves in this one, so it's done. I put them up pretty high just so I could fit a tote underneath. This one's a tiny bit lower. But I figured I wanted as much room on the bottom as I could get, and there's still plenty of room up top. So this cabinet assembly is done and dusted. I need to pull the toolbox one out, put these on both ends to basically cap it off on the inside and the outside. All right, well, I think the time has come to start attaching these to the trailer. We're gonna have to pull this one back out because we still got to attach the toolbox to the trailer, but I want to get these bolted up because these have to be in a correct relationship, you know, like there's a fill panel that goes here and it needs to line up with both of them. So I want to make sure, I want to check that after these are all bolted up so I don't bolt it up out of square or something. So anyway, I've got my studs marked. All right, let's do it. This is the moment of truth here. In here solid now. The floor is not perfectly level, so I gotta shim that up just a little bit so the door closes clean. And then I think these are about as securely mounted as they need to be. These are rock solid. All right, we gotta make a little modification to this box to mount the L brackets to mount it. It's got this lip here that's in the way. time to install the countertops. We're going to be putting down double-sided tape. We're also going to be securing it other ways, but this is going to be the main securement method. Hold on, I'm coming on that one. Get wrecked me.
You got a head start.
Yep. You good? Look at that, dude, cabinets. All right, well, we spent a lot of time deliberating. This is gonna go over here. The question was whether to put it all the way up here and put this cabinet up next to it and then put the other cabinet there or over there, or double stack these here, like this. They're gonna be up at the roof, so they're gonna be up like a foot. And center this, or there was a lot of options. There was a lot of deliberation. We probably thought about this for half an hour, but we decided on double stacking them there. The only thing, this was my original plan. The only thing that changed was I got a bigger toolbox. My plan was to have them here, but have a toolbox like this big, so all this would be pushed back a foot. But I didn't do that. I got a big toolbox that probably is bigger than I need. But anyway, yeah, the only difficulty here is the nose of the car. The Miata, it's fine. But a longer car might end like here. So then you get out of the car and to walk around the front, it's gonna be a tight squeeze where you're gonna have to kind of step over the car. But visually and everything else, this seems like the best call because then we have this area over here, pretty open. We can put fuel jugs in the cabinets depending on how many spares we bring, or we could put them here. We can put a jack holder here, jack stands, like a strap holder, and just kind of keep this wall relatively empty and open. I don't know. I think we're double stacking them. That's just the most visually appealing way to do it.
Probably start it on the outside.
Yeah, I tried to. Or I'll try to start it in the middle if I can see it.
Where's the middle?
Got it?
Yep.
They're super light. You can wipe it up. Oh, no, you can't. There we go. Yeah. All right, one cabinet hung. Dude, all this cabinet space, counter space, and cabinet space. Just like funny, look, because the last step was the counters, and it's like, now I can use the counters.
Alright. What to do with this?
I would put it right up against that. Boom! All right, well, that's cabinets installed. Oh, dude, it looks so good. I'm really happy with that. I mean, that's pretty much what I envisioned. My original plan for this was to just do a toolbox, like a rolly toolbox like that, just like maybe bolt it to the front, have open area here, and then have basically cabinets like this along this whole wall, because that's most of the storage I need. But then I was like, I do need storage for some big stuff like control arms and fuel jugs and straps. So anyway, and then having the worktop. Like, this is so much workspace. Josue mentioned, good idea, put like some LED lights under here. It'd be pretty easy to wire them in, boom, right over there to power on when these lights power on. Then we got some freaking underglow. But yeah, it's gonna be real satisfying when we pull the tape off, but I'm gonna wait until I'm done because we still gotta pull the tape off the front of the doors. But I got all the latches adjusted. You probably heard these dinging around. It's pretty easy to adjust. It's just this bolt basically. Oh, it feels so good. It does suck the toolbox isn't the right height, but then we got, you know, another shelf here. It almost looks purposeful, and I screwed the rubber mat down so it doesn't come off. Yeah. Still got a few more things to do. Still got to put the E-track in. I've got to basically measure, cut it to length, screw it back in. That'll be pretty easy. And then start setting it all up. But wow, trailer's got cabinets. All right, well, the E-track is back in. It ends right at the cabinets. I tried to get the cuts pretty precise. They were all, you know, a tiny bit different. Just so, I don't know, you know, one of those things. What a satisfying project, let me just say. I had so much fun doing this. Oh, it was just such a rewarding, like, it's crazy. It's crazy what this trailer was and what it is now with the cabinets. It's my dream trailer. I mean, this is exactly what I want in a trailer. It's everything. We've got so much storage. We've got a place for everything. I've still got to put everything in here. I've got to put my tools in here. I need to get mats for these drawers because it didn't come with any. I might do some foam inserts and some organizers. I got to figure that out. And this toolbox is a lot bigger than the last one, so we're probably going to be able to add some more tools as well. But either way, this thing's finished up, man. I've got to clean up and stuff, but I am so happy with this. So we got these. I got to vacuum this stuff out. But we've got 3 shelves here for small parts and consumables. 3 more here, small parts, consumables. And we've got this shelf for like paper towels, hand cleaner, brake cleaner, stuff like that. Quick grab stuff. We got this shelf up here. And then this guy down here. Got all that room. Boom, boom. And then our 2 with the shelves. So ideally tote, stuff. I do want to put an inside wall there just so like stuff can't fall off the shelves, but other than that, these latches are so satisfying. I'm so happy with this. Man, I could not be happier with this. So I think it is nighttime again. I think that's gonna wrap us up. I've still got to fill it up, but I've got to go get different totes and yada yada, all the stuff to properly set it up, but it's assembled. We now have cabinets in the race trailer. So we do have a few more things that we're gonna get from them. Like they have this really cool in-floor winch, so it's completely out of the way. And you like open the lid and you can hook it up. So we could have a winch in here, like a slide out step and, you know, a jack holder and things like that. But we still gotta figure out exactly the rest of the setup. So for now, this is a huge improvement over totes strapped down in the front of the trailer. So I'm really happy with it. If you guys are interested in doing cabinets in a race trailer, Midwest Race Cabinets, like I said, when I originally looked into doing it, all the places I could find were crazy expensive. And I was like, I see why the trailers are like double the cost now. But then I found them and it's super affordable. So yeah, really, really smooth project, really freaking rewarding project. I'm so happy to see this thing finished out. So let me know what you guys think of it. But for now, I think that's going to be it for the trailer upgrades. Hope to see you guys next time, but that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Goodbye.